Newswire. We're live. Here you go. We have all of that I said. So there's that knee jerk, 169,000 shares. Amazon, negative 45 million just coming in on the tape. Big seller here. In the Apple, there was, let's take a look, a 418,000 share block. We're ready for Amazon, 160. Wow, big seller in it. And they're going to report earnings momentarily. How fun. Here we go. We're going to wait. Here we do. Nope. Now, watch that. They're dropping that bid. Cancel all. Till I figure it out. Cancel all. Here it is live. Cancel all. Cancel all. We're at that 178 handle. I'm going to have to get over to that brain. I didn't told you it can happen like this, and it can. So if you're hit, they're bringing it way down. That's why I said cancel it. Hey, cancel it. I said it. Let's get down in there. Cancel it. Let me find out what that knee jerk is. They couldn't control the cost. So you're printing 173.80. How many deltas down is it, everybody? All right. Cancel the 4, but get ready. Cancel them. Update me. We're live. Come on, update me. We're right here. We're 178.58. We're live. There it is. Is it? Then get it. Take 50 shares. I said you could. I got to get more about the news. Amazon. Uh-oh. Guess what? Uh-oh. Operating income of minus 200 million, minus 100 million versus the positive 263 million estimate. That's something that they don't like right there. Intangible assets okay, so that's the reason it's popping. It's popping. You got it down here in that delta. This is what I was talking about, MMTs, especially for Mr. Rossi. It's your first time seeing that kind of knee jerk, and that's how it's done. And that's where you're at. And we're way down here. I froze up. That's why I can't move the screen. So it was moving so fast. All right, so we're down here. We keep falling. So it's a bad one. I can tell you what. Take it down to 6 delta. I gave you 6 delta. 6 delta, if I can get it. All right, you told me that earlier. We're holding 176.93. Do you see it? But we're falling. We're falling through. What was 3 delta? We're below 3 delta. You're working on that 4 delta. Did the first 4 delta hold? Here, 172.67. Okay. It's 1 and what? Tell me about it. We got the prices. Hey, it's ripping. It's ripping off of there. 176. Look at that. And it rips right down. They don't like the numbers. And I bet you the rest of the internet sector, this will gap down the futures. But let's keep it down there. Let's go 4 delta. 172.67. Put a limit order in down there. Remember, Amazon.com rallied on up into the earnings. Like I said, you had to have the put options. For that reason, you're dropping $20 live. Off of that closing bell, MMT. Update me, MMT. 3.5 deltas at 175.11 is 3.5. 3.5. 175.11, 3.5, 175.11. You're printing 3.5 delta line right here at 175.11. I got it coming. 175.11. Look at it. 175. Look at that. 26 printing all day. 17, 19 to follow. 20 goes off. 5 prints back. They're racing in here at that delta. They're trying to make a move off that bottom. It's 175.85 printing in after hours market. Clean tape, clean movement, but rolling right over after every bounce. And, hey, what can I say, my friends? It's holding at 175.11. That's 3.5 negative delta. and it's bouncing now nicely up to 3 and 1/8 delta at 176.93, and that would mean that it would only be down. How many dollars is that? Oh my goodness sakes, that would be, let's see, 3.5, $19.33 would be down. So watch that 3.5 delta, because if we want to go down to 3 3/4, that's going to be at somewhere in the neighborhood, just call it 173.91. All right, at 3 3/4, that means it'd be down $20. $20 to get to that price. It'd be minus. Right now, it's minus 20.55 to get there. So it'd be down, but you're bouncing. You're delta up right now. 177, you're back to the 3 delta resistance. 177.54 to the upside. You're below it. Stay short below it. Oh no, he's back above it. There it is. 177.54, 3 delta. And he's climbing off of that low delta down there. You've had that $5 reversal. It's here. Mr. Flag, update me, sir. You're rolling over. So right now, okay, well, in our system, 4 deltas is 172.67, and we have the real average, don't we? Do you notice how close they are? Mr. Gibson, are they close? They are. That's right. And I told you that our system factors in all of it, doesn't it? It's amazing, isn't it? But it's the truth. And right now, you're going to, Mr. Bronson, you want to get short up here at the high? You can short at what price? Short? There we go. He stuck with that. Oh. Now let's look at taking the short where it will fail. All right? Huh? Yeah, well, not yet now. Hey. We're live here. Let's calm down a little bit. Well, you did well. It was your first time seeing the stock go from 194, drop damn near $25 on you. That's exactly right. Because it started dropping the knee-jerk reaction. Y'all did okay. I've got to give it an A+, and here's what I got to give it. When credit's due, always. And not only that, let's go ahead. Now that we're up here in the higher delta, at the 2.5 delta range, let's see if he does work it up, because it's still a big drop for the name. And he was all the way down here. You guys were negative. You let it come. I mean, this is awesome, man. You had it all the way down here towards 3 3/4, almost 20 handles, and buying that dip. But instead you didn't panic out of it. No, you didn't need to. And I didn't quite know yet, because I would tell you, well, here, you got to add to it, you see. But that's okay. You're going to get a chance to buy some more. So why don't you go down here for me to 174.50 and give yourself a limit order at 3 5/8. Just remember, 3.5 is key at 175.11. All right, MMT? Did you hear me? You know what? What Amazon loves to do, when it gets down there at the lower area of 174 area, that's when it's okay to hold it. Want me to tell you why? Because it's already down $20 and they're going to gap it up again in the morning. You're right, Tom. Get with it and trade this upside. Right now we're bouncing off these lows. I can see exactly where my delta chain is. I'm approaching 2 and 3/8, down 13.86 right now. It's having a hard time at 179.37 pennies. That's going to be the bid and ask support level. All right, MMTs, take your short now. You can do it. You can just take a very, very light position, learning how to work with your platform, work with your delta tree there. It won't. You're following. See, you got to take a little bit now. Update me. You got to take them when they're up there. Yeah, nice entries up there at those highs. The resistance on the short is 179.98. Why is that? Because that is our 2.5 delta mark. We're about 71 pennies away, and we would keep a stop market above it, but we take the very light entry to work and give the time of the after hours market to play its course and see how much people are trying to buy the dip from the close now. And as it goes down in the value, you got to get below 178.76. And we're slightly above it right now in the current bid and ask print. Here's how that short is working, MMT. We're going to go back down in that delta tree. Right now, I just happen to be at 2 and 7/8 at 16.29 pennies, $16.29 down. What I would like you to know at our price level there, that 178.15 is at 2 and 7/8, but 3 full deltas is 177 and some change. About just put it 177.58 or so. But that's 3 pennies above it, MMT. And you're going that delta tree down. That's why it's good to take those shares. So, you're giving yourself permission to take the delta down, and when it finds support level, you're going to give yourself permission to go back up. And that's where buying the dip and holding it overnight is the best thing to do. Live Amazon.com, Broadcom reported earnings. It popped up there $1. They got that working. Right now, we've got this working at 178.15, and you're printing 178.50. You got to print below 178.15 now in order to make this one pay you bigger. So the thing about it is we're slightly above that 178.50, that 178.76. It's above it. That's 2 3/4. 2.5 was 179.98. That's where the short side of it is, and he's going back up to test that delta range. Okay, there's going to be a lot of data that comes out. This is the live after hours for all live MMTs, learning how earnings work, the volatility, and everything that goes along with making a market, and how you close at 194 and you came down to our lower market maker price levels and then bounced and then getting short in the delta tree reversal from that bounce off of the original bottom. And that's going to be staying below that 178.76. That's at 2 3/4 delta. Negative ratio 2.3/4 is negative 2.75 ratio. 2.75 ratio. That's all price action for you, MMT. Now you're falling. Now the short, let it keep going. Let that short keep going in that delta tree down. That is nice. 3 full delta. There you are. 177.54 in your platform. That's that lower tier level. It's blinking. Look at that, MMT. 177.50. 177.50s, 177.54. That's just, MMT right there. Bam. And then he's going. Look at it. You got him priced. Now, either you bounce here or you don't. So this is where the trailing stop market comes into play, because you've already got a $2 reversal from the higher delta up there at 179.98 at 2.5 delta. So you got your $2 locked in. Then you start covering. because 3 deltas is 177.54, and that's how you trade in your SMF MMT delta change. That's what it is. And now we're going to go back up. So you can get out of the short and actually take 50 shares long and work with this level of 3 delta as support level. 3 delta, my MMT, is 177.54 pennies live. You're 34 pennies from hitting that one, and that's -3 ratio on the entry. Can you hold it? I think so. But the thing about it is that will be decided between the buyer and the seller, won't it? Our platform tells us the truth. And the thing about it is you cover the short and then you try to get net long off the bottom where that delta holds that price support, and then you just keep doing it. Right now, they're selling into that news at 3 delta. You're below that 3 delta. I done showed that 3 delta. You're working on 3 and 1/8 at 176.93. That short is going to be that next delta, 3 and 1/8 at 176.93. 176.93 will be that price support level at that delta price action. Are you going to hold it? They have sold it down. That short, that's how it's done. And buying to cover in here at the 3 delta is also how it's done on order execution exit into the move. That way you're taking your price spread and it does belong to you. And not only that, the most really important thing is that their little volatility ways in after hours and how it works and all the mechanics that go involved is that you're not becoming a victim to it, but rather being trained how to take advantage of these events and where these price levels are going to be and how things are going to happen electronically in after hours market. And there's a lot to it. We have to tell you that because there is. And what you're taught is how to read the tape and what it's all about and where price levels work in after hours, how a company has a problem with the earnings and what happens to the person that was holding long. And that's quite a haircut, but there will be valuation points at certain delta ranges, and I'm going to be approaching one of them right around that 3 and 5/8. 174.50 is where they got that last big bounce. That's where we're going. It's all about after hours. It's all about taking advantage of the people who create these after hour events on earnings. So it's important to us that you see it when it's live and how to manage it, but how to walk away making a profit during the processes and the kinds of gimmicks and manipulations and many, many things that exchange models do. People in after hours, high frequency machines, you name it. It's all right here, and it's all right here at our price levels. So we're holding that 3 and 1/4, that 176.32 after hours 131. 2012. The first calendar month of January has been definitely a bull trend to the 2011 long-term bear reversal. Right now, we are seeing the fact that Amazon will have values at certain price levels, and we'll be buying the dips and selling the rips.